Hi, this is Mike Human of G2M Research. I'm here with Toshiba at Flash Memory Summit 2019. This is our In the Hot Seat interviews. We have two hot seats today, so I've got Cameron Brett and Alex May. I think I got that right.
Perfect.
Alex is VP of Marketing, and Cameron does a lot of different marketing stuff within Toshiba. So
Yes.
He
you have
wears
a
more
variety of
hats than
titles.
anybody else here at the company.
So one of the obvious questions I want to ask you guys: you're doing a changing to your branding. So you're no longer Toshiba, a name which I think everybody knows, and now you're changing to something else. You want to talk a little bit about that and what you're doing there?
Sure, that has been the number one question we've been getting at the show. Probably, why are you changing your name? What is the new name? How do you pronounce it? um, so it's hard to go from a name Toshiba everybody knows for so many different things for over 100 years to our new brand, which is Kioxia.
Yes.
That is how it is pronounced. That's going to happen on October 1st. And for a lot of people that don't know, we actually split away from Toshiba as Toshiba Memory America last April. So this has been coming for a long time. But now we're coming and doing a complete rebrand. And there's going to be a lot of exciting things that are coming out October 1st. A whole new VI, a whole new look and feel. But our products and solutions will remain the same.
Very nice. And that's what I was going to ask you. So no change in the lineup of your products or anything like that. Still
I
the
mean,
leading products that
there'll-
you're building in
There'll
Flash.
be some change in look and feel, a little bit
Sure.
of messaging changes, but if anything, we're even more focused now than we've ever been. We've now been able to really focus on the memory and SSD side of our business. So, not a lot of changes immediately to the product line, just more reinvestment into what we're doing.
Very nice. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of things that you're announcing at the show or that you have already announced. Do you want to go through some of the highlights?
Sure, absolutely. We've done lots of announcements prior to the show and during the show as well. So before the show, we had an announcement of a new technology for form factors called XFM Express. And subsequently, we had a follow-on release just last night that we won Best of Show award for best consumer application. Another announcement we did was around PCIe 4.0 SSDs. We announced two. One is an enterprise class NVMe SSD, and the other is more of a data center class SSD. Let's see. We did an announcement around XL Flash availability, and XL Flash is a very high performance, low latency type of flash. And that is a storage class memory. And there are a number of partners that are at the show that have built SSDs around XL Flash. I think that's just a kind of a quick.
That's just a few things to talk about, isn't it?
Just a few.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of real emphasis on increased performance. Obviously, PCI Express 4, doubling the performance there. Storage class memory, clearly made to increase performance, so is that kind of where you see your guys, at least on the enterprise side, going, or consumer side too, as well as being increasingly important?
Well, performance is always an important aspect. If you're not improving the performance, you're kind of seen as kind of standing still. But it's not just speeds and feeds. It's not just IOPS, and it's not just throughput. A lot of those happen with the turn of the crank of PCI Express.
Sure, absolutely.
Also, 24 gig SAS. We're having a demo, which is a turn of the speed crank there. But it is definitely more than just that. There's quality of service. There's new form factors. There's just a multitude of things that go into improvements. So it's not just
Yeah, I think it's you have performance there. Of course, you have density, but also like you mentioned, new form factors with XFM Express. We're trying to make things easier for customers. So it's not just about the performance, but the serviceability of the product as well too. So just trying to add value wherever we can.
So tell me a little bit about the XFM Flash form factor. I hadn't heard of that one before. So is this meant as a U.2 replacement, as an M.2 replacement, a brand new form factor for the enterprise? How do you guys position that?
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the above, but
Okay, so XFM Express is a new specification for a form factor it's initially targeted as client devices, but what makes it different is that it is meant to accommodate not just one class of SSD. It can accommodate a wide range, so you can do it's targeted for NVMe
Okay.
slash PCI Express. So it can be 1, 2, or 4 lanes. You can have varied power
Nice.
levels. So you can have kind of a low performance, low power, up to 4 lane, high performance, higher power. But the interesting thing about the form factor is that, as Alex mentioned, that it is serviceable and removable.
Nice.
The casing itself that you would insert and then slide down and secure it is also part of the heat dissipation mechanism.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
So as a result, you can have a higher power profile, higher temperatures, and of course a higher performance
Nice.
along with it.
Yeah,
Very good.
serviceability is awesome because typically when you have these other SSDs that are down on the board, if there's a
Yeah.
problem, then
Yeah.
that goes back to the OEM, and that presents a whole bunch of different challenges.
Well, and that's always been true with M.2, right? I mean,
Right.
it's a great form factor for a lot of reasons, right?
Mhm.
But you see people putting 2 of them on with identical image just so they don't have to try to service it if one fails
Right.
and go,
Very good point.
okay, I use the other one, but that's doubling your cost then. So
From a size standpoint, it is there's the BGA SSD, so it's at a similar size like that, but it does
Okay.
not need to be soldered down. If you put a BGA SSD on an M.2, it'll be a little bit smaller than that. So
Okay.
it definitely is finding the small, faster, type of form factor.
right. Are there particular markets you're aiming this form factor at? Say, for instance, embedded markets, or is it data center, or a combination of all those?
The primary market for this is going to be in the client space,
Okay.
but there are applications certainly for embedded,
Yeah, I would think so.
as well as maybe perhaps even a boot drive in a server.
Right. Okay.
Gaming markets. So there are a multitude of markets that XFM Express is applicable for.
Very good.
And we do want it to be open as well too. I mean, we're promoting it
Right.
so that everybody can, bring this, and everyone can develop, products and solutions based around this new form factor.
Very
so
nice.
it's not just for Toshiba.
So one of the other big things, there's 2 other big topics that have kind of been floating around Flash Memory Summit. One of them is all the different flavors of NVMe over Fabrics. I know that you are the co-chair of the marketing committee on
Yes.
NVMe.org.
Yes,
We've talked a few times with you in that role, but
absolutely.
from a Toshiba standpoint, obviously you're not necessarily directly interfacing with those, but what is your kind of view on where those go, and how does that affect you guys?
So NVMe over Fabrics is definitely an important advancement, and,
Yeah.
and as you noted, NVMe over Fabrics actually won an award last night for the latest specification version 1.1, and myself and John Michael Hands of Intel are the co-chairs, and we were we were able to go up and receive the award on behalf of MVMexpress.org. But why is that important to Toshiba? Well, a number of reasons. One is it further enables NVMe SSDs in the data center, enterprise as well as cloud. But we also have a specialized software. It's called KumoScale, and it is specifically targeted to run on storage boxes in an NVMe over Fabrics environment.
Yeah.
So we pay very close attention to NVMe over Fabrics as well as the NVMe base specification. So it's definitely it's on our radar.
It's in your interest
Yes,
sphere.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and certainly KumoScale is one of those kinds of software. It's kind of a part of the new breed of different storage class software that allows people to build what would have taken arrays before, right? But do it in a distributed fashion across both servers and storage devices, storage appliances. So very, very exciting. Have you guys seen any particular use cases where you've seen traction for KumoScale? Or
Well, KumoScale is really targeted at private cloud. So companies who want to, not kind of do the digital transformation away from kind of the monolithic enterprise to a hybrid or a private cloud architecture. KumoScale is an enabler for that.
Very cool.
It will tie. It's software that runs on the storage box and is a little bit more customized and is more friendly towards NVMe SSDs. But it also has a good interface to the software above, especially orchestration software, so that if you needed to run it with Kubernetes or OpenStack,
Okay.
It has an interface to that, and certainly enables a lot more capabilities within a private cloud.
Nice. Very nice. So just one last topic. This is not called the NVMe Memory Summit, right? It's called Flash Memory Summit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys just announced some new things with SAS and SATA drives. How do you balance the two when you're looking at saying where you put your engineering expertise or efforts
That is a great question. We consider ourselves one of the broadest, we have the broadest portfolio of SSDs. So we
Yeah.
try to offer everything to our customers. But we do have a campaign that we promote, which is Life After SATA. We do promote the fact that it's time to move beyond SATA now. We still have SATA drives, but I think SAS represents such a good opportunity for people now that the cost, the delta between the two is so close.
Absolutely.
You're getting so much more bandwidth with SAS. It's just a more reliable, higher performing solution.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help our customers move beyond SATA to SAS and our NVMe drives.
Excellent. Excellent.
So just to continue on the SAS realm, I think I briefly mentioned that we have a 24 gig
Yes.
SAS SSD proof of concept drive that we're demonstrating at our booth. 24 gig SAS is the next generation. Toshiba is demonstrating. We haven't done a product announcement, but we are publicly demonstrating it working live, and there's a great performance boost. I also participate on the SCSI Trade Association
Right.
board, so I have a strong interest in seeing SAS continue on, as well as seeing advancements in MDM Express.
Well, and I think there's a place for all these things, right? I mean, if you look at it, people that have already deployed SAS or SATA-based all-flash arrays, they're going to need to put new media in there and denser media over time, right? So,
Absolutely.
So there's a need for that as well as NVMe.
So we do offer.
Nothing changes quickly, right?
Right, that's true.
So with SATA, the roadmap has no further progress.
Right.
So as Alex mentioned, Life After SATA, we have lower cost SAS offerings and lower cost NVMe SSD offerings that are priced to replace the SATA SSD. So with that, the customer has the option of doing a very easy replacement with our RM5 value SAS drive.
Right.
The infrastructure is already there, or if they are ready to migrate over to NVMe, they can do it in a cost-effective manner with our data center class NVMe drive.
Very nice. Do you guys have anything else you want to cover that we haven't hit, or do we kind of hit the waterfront there?
I think we've hit.
I think we've covered just about everything.
All right.
Look for October 1st. We'll have a lot
Yes.
to talk
We
about
will.
that time.
We'll have to get a copy of the new logo and everything.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank you so
Alex.
much
It
for
was great
having us.
talking to you.
All
Thank
right.
you, Cameron.
Thanks,
Great
Mike.
to have you guys on.
Thank you.